This video I'm putting together today could get 10 views. It could get 200,000. I have no idea what this video in itself is going to do. Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in. I want to make a video addressing some of the controversy, some of the critical comments that I received regarding the Cleetus McFarland Freedom Factory videos that I made through December and January. And I thought a follow-up Friday episode would be the best place to, I guess, address some of these things that I have seen. So let's get to it. Follow-up Friday. So the comments that I really wanted to address in this video, number one, was the clout chasing accusations. There were plenty of people that had accused me of maybe just trying to ride Cleetus's name to fame. And I'll explain to you why me as a YouTuber who's been doing this for 6 or 7 years knows that that's completely insane, and to even have that expectation would be ridiculous. But the other one I wanted to address too was the people that had commented way more than I had anticipated, criticizing why I wore a backwards hat to a public forum of solicited comments from the planning board. I found those comments to be very interesting because I just wasn't expecting it. First things first, why did I go out to this and even make my voice heard in this whole process? Truth be told, it's because I watch Cleetus McFarland videos the same that you, if you're watching this video, probably do as well. And I just happen to be a YouTuber. Those are different things. The other part that people may not be aware of is, if you can see right behind me, there's actually a hard hat. I come from a construction background, so when Cleetus McFarland made a video, and me naturally as a fan, somebody who understands construction, civil work, comes from that world, also is a YouTuber and is a giant fan of Cleetus McFarland, it wasn't just two things that were there in terms of me being a fan and a YouTuber. It was also kind of related to what I've done for the last 15 years of my life, which is construction project management. Everything just seemed to be like, I feel like I need to go there. For anybody to assume that you can just create a Cleetus McFarland themed video and know that it's going to be wildly successful, or even suspect that it's going to be wildly successful, is insane. Now, of course, it would be crazy for me to not acknowledge the fact that it ended up working out to be a great thing for my channel. I mean, ultimately, those 3 videos ended up getting 459,000 views. That amount of views is significant. But what I want to show you guys is why obviously I did not enter in with those sort of expectations. Because when you create YouTube content, being a fan of Cleetus McFarland, I watch all of his events, and I also pay attention to the other YouTubers that are in those events as well, because again, I'm in this space. FBK Racing, they won the first Danger Ranger. They have 1,118 subscribers. Now, they are a really good channel. I love watching their content. And they have a content-rich environment, a shop, which has obviously a ton of things to create a bunch of content around. If you were accusing somebody of trying to, I guess, get famous off of utilizing Cleetus McFarland's success or the Freedom Factory, it just doesn't work that way. And this really goes to show exactly what I'm talking about. I flew out there just to speak at a public county hearing that I did not anticipate to be interesting at all. These guys partook in an actual race and were heavily featured in the videos themselves, and this is kind of where they're at. If you saw this and then decided to book a flight from Phoenix, Arizona to Tampa for this kind of return, and again, what I was going out there for, I didn't think was even that much of a compelling event, to be totally honest with you. So FBK Racing is one example of it. I suggest you go subscribe to them because they do great content. And I think that their channel should be much larger. Parker Nierenstein is 8,000 subscribers. One of the first videos that he did was, actually, I think it is the first video he put up on this channel, the Danger Ranger 9000 with Cleetus McFarland. And he went out there and raced a truck. So the first video he put up on his channel was a Danger Ranger 9000 video. And you would think, wow, he's got 8,000 subscribers, so it must have worked. He also had a vehicle supplied from Chilling with Chet.
So really my only goal, other than
Chillin' with Chet has 90,000 subscribers. So he was not only on Cleetus McFarland's In the Danger Ranger 9000, made a video about it. He was also featured on Chillin' with Chet's channel, and he's got 90,000 subscribers. But for those of you who aren't aware, Parker Nierenstein is also the same guy who runs Vehicle Virgins. That channel has 2.25 million subscribers. So here's a guy who's got 2.25 million of his own subscribers, started up a second channel of his just personal Parker Nierenstein channel, and only has 8,000 subscribers. The video that he published around the Danger Ranger 9000 only has 8,200 views. For me to know all of this information and then go tell my wife, I'm going to book a flight to Tampa because I'm going to get famous going to a county commission hearing. So again, it just doesn't make sense. And clearly this was not my reasoning for going out there, because history shows, and my knowledge of YouTube understands, that just because you put something in a title, it doesn't mean anything. So I just wanted to provide this context to the people out there who are just consuming YouTube content, who may not quite grasp how things work. I'm sharing a little bit more, I guess, behind the curtain of how this stuff does work, and more importantly, doesn't work, for anybody out there who might have looked at me maybe a little bit side-eyed. So now on to the fun topic. The backwards hat. Blows my mind how many people commented that I was disrespectful for showing up to this public commentary forum with a backwards hat and a t-shirt. So first, why do I even do the backwards hat thing? It's really quite simple. When I started this channel 6-7 years ago, it was at a point when I was a construction project manager, so I was presenting myself in a business casual type manner. I decided when I started this channel that I was not going to do it as another reason to have to dress a certain way or act a different kind of way. I just wanted to be myself. And a part of this YouTube channel was an effort of me in my mid-30s living kind of a boring life, to be quite honest with you. Just over time, I started to, I guess, lose my identity in this career path. And when I started the YouTube channel, I really had to question to like myself, who am I? And that's what I want to be on my channel. So I can understand why some people might view showing up to a government building in a hat and a t-shirt, a backwards hat, which seems to be worse to some, and questioning how that might look professionally. I wasn't there professionally. I was there as myself. I do not believe for a split second that anybody that sat on that commission deserved to be treated like they were judges. Maybe if you're there representing the track, if you're there representing the developers, if you're there in a business capacity, then I would argue that maybe you should be dressed up because you are representing yourself professionally, not personally. As somebody who appreciates nuance, I definitely made a concerted effort to go as myself and not as a business. And those two things are very different. Again, I went to a public solicited forum from the government as the public. That was what I did. That's why I wore the backwards hat. Now, another reason why I wear the hat backwards as opposed to frontwards is because in a lot of filming situations, when I put the hat frontwards, which you can see here, it actually drops a significant shadow on your face, and then you can't see. So a lot of that filming is with the hat backwards is so that, you know, the lighting is the way that it needs to be for it to come across on camera. And no, I'm not bald. I could do, you know, the hair without the hat, but this all goes back to my original intent of why I started this channel and what I wanted to be on this channel, and it was nothing more than myself. I just wanted to address some of that stuff, and yes, I will put the name in the title because that's how you tell people what is in the content. So I saw some people who were like, oh, you put that in the title, so therefore it must be, and it just doesn't matter. Putting a name in the title does not mean that it's going to be successful because of that. All you are doing is literally naming the video appropriately because that's what you're talking about. The thumbnail says what you're talking about. People click it, they get what they're expecting, they watch more of it, and because they watch more of it, YouTube then pushes it. So for me to come out and say that I didn't want those videos to do wildly successful would be a lie. Every video I do, I want to be wildly successful. I just don't have some sort of evil genius master plan behind anything. This video I'm putting together today could get 10 views, it could get 200,000. I have no idea what this video in itself is going to do, but I do know that I love doing YouTube content, and I'll keep throwing videos out there. If they do well, great. If they don't, great. If it costs me money and it doesn't do well, great. If it costs me money and it pays me back, great. It's all a long game. This whole YouTube thing is nothing but a long game. I just wanted to, I guess, address some of those concerns that I saw some people have, explain a little bit more of why I do what I do and who I am. So with that being said, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below. Remember, likes go a long way to support the channel. I'll see you guys next time.